Hello, welcome to Just Vintage Crochet, and let's dive into another mystery pattern. I am working on a dedicated tutorial for us as we speak, as I wait for my thread to come in for our vintage cap. So in the meantime, let's have another mystery play date. So if you are new to this channel, your first time clicking on this video, I have a stack of patterns here that were compiled for me by my son who does not crochet. So to the best of his non-crocheting ability, he has blacked out parts of the pattern that could give away what we're making. And he also has with him the titles and the images for these patterns. Typically, well, not typically, but over the last year and a half, we have focused mostly on the Victorian and Edwardian era, but these are all mid-century into the very early 1990s. So let's just jump in and see what we're going to get this time. Also, if you're new to this channel, there is, I believe it's these right here that say 1991. He put an entire pattern book in this pile. They are variations of the same thing. I did ask him in the future to just pick a few patterns out of a book instead of the whole book. So there's like 8 or 10 patterns in here that all come from the same book, and they look like this. And if you are not new to the channel, you know what they are. We just don't know what they're going to look like. All right, here we go. Like, oh, one popped out. There's a high likelihood we'll pick another one of those 1991 patterns just because there's so many in here. And I may skip it if we do, just so we can have a little variety. So number 21, let me find number 21 real quick. Okay, it looks like number 21 is going to be not from 1991, instead from 1971. So good pick. Because I probably was going to skip and redraw if it was another 1991 pattern, just because I don't want to do too many of those in a row. Okay, because we got to keep it fresh and fun. So it says here Nantuck 4-ply knitting yarn or Nantuck polyester, 1 each. Okay, color A, 2 skeins, color B and C, 1 each. 1 each boy crochet hook sizes I and J. Now, is this a wearable? Can we tell by reading it if it's a wearable? Because if it's not a wearable, I'm not going to worry about the gauge. And right front. I can't tell. Side seams might be a wearable. Okay, so 4-ply knitting yarn, I'm going to assume that's like a number 4 worsted weight or an Aran weight, especially with these hook sizes, I and J, which is going to be like a 5.5 and a 6 millimeter. So let me get everything I need. It says here that we need, as far as colors go, 2 skeins, colors B and C, 1 each. So we just need just 2 different colors. Okay. Okay, so I just decided to pick some stereotypical 1970s colors, although this is 1971, and I don't know, you guys tell me. I was born in 1980, so as far as memories go, we're talking, I remember things from like 83 on up. And were these very typical in 1971, or was this closer to the mid-70s, these kind of colors? What kind of colors were more popular in the very early 70s? So it would be a blend of the late 60s on into the early 70s. Well, I saw 1971 and I said, well, okay, earth tones. Let's go with earth tones. Okay. Oh, and I have my size J, 6 millimeter, and size I, 5.5 millimeter. It says here we need to start with size I, okay, and color A. Which color should be A? Well, the rule of thumb is if you're going to make something stripy, you always want to start with the dark color first. It sort of borders things. It sort of boxes things in. All right. Oh, hang on. Let me unwind this thing properly. Hang on. Almost had a yarn barf moment, but then I found the end. So we'll just work that out. Okay. And chain 46, starting in second chain from the hook, work 1 single crochet in each chain. 45 single crochet, chain 1 turn. What is blacked out from here? Huh. Okay, chain 1 turn. I don't chain 1 at my turns unless I have to or I'm working with a tiny thread. Right side, so we're going to have right side and wrong side. We're going to have decreased rows. Are we going to have a lot of homework again? Work 1 on the 41 blank stitches, chain 1. What are we blanking out here? Let's see here. 1 single crochet in each chain, in each single crochet, chain 1 turn, change to size J. Repeat row 2 for pattern, working 2 more rows of color A, change to color B. Chain 1 turn. Work in stripes of 4 rows of B, 2 rows of C. Okay. Okay. Wait a minute. Wait. How many colors do I need? A, B, and C. Oh, gosh. Okay, 1 second. Let me get another color. What do we think of light sage? I'm just pulling out all the earth tones. Okay, so now we need to decide what's going to be. A is going to be the darkest color. And how do I want this to be? Well, or I can do this, and this color here would wind up on this side. I think I like that better. Ooh, or do I like just like this? And then this color would be on this side whenever I have to repeat. Ooh, okay. I'm kind of liking this as being my starter now. I think I'm going to start with the sage. Hopefully this didn't just like annoy everybody. I think I definitely like it like this. I'm liking it like this. Okay. Right, well, first things first, let's just go ahead and start with the chains. Chain 46 and work our first row of single crochet to the end with the 5.5 millimeter hook. I don't know if that's going to be easy to see. All right, I will be right back. I'm going to go ahead and chain 46 and work 45 single crochet across. Okay, so now I got that done. 1 row of single crochet, 45 single crochet. So now we need to work 1 single crochet in each. So another row of 45 single crochet, and then we're going to change to the size J hook. So I'm going to go ahead and work 1 more row of singles and be right back. Okay, so there is row 2, and we're going to switch to the 6 millimeter hook now. Switch to J hook. Repeat row 2 for pattern. Working 2 more rows of color A. So I guess we want a total of 4 rows of A, and then change to color B. And I suddenly can't remember which was the middle color. I think it was the dark one, right? Was that what I went with? I think it was. I can rewind this footage and look just to make sure. So in the meantime, I'm going to work 2 more rows in the sage, and then I'll be back for the color change. But it looks like it's just going to be 2 more rows of plain single crochet, 45 stitches across, only with the 6 millimeter instead. So I'll go ahead and start that. There we go. Kind of glad I'm not working through back loop only, because working through both loops like this is so much faster. All right, I'll be right back. Okay, so I have 4 rows. I haven't changed my color yet. I'll do that with you on camera. But let's see here. Okay, change to color B, which will be the dark. I went back and looked at the footage. I went with the rust and then the gold. I think this one's called gold. Gold. And I know this one here is called rust. Okay. Working 2 more. Okay, change to color B, chain 1 turn, work in stripes of 4 rows of B, so 4 rows of rust, and then 2 rows of gold, my 3rd color choice, and then 4 rows of the sage. Repeat from here, working to 30 rows from the start. Okay, do not change at the end of the last row. The width is 15. Why block some of this out? Length about 8.5 inches. Fasten off and turn. Okay, so hopefully everybody has that. I'm going to go ahead and change color and work 4. I just read it. How could I not know? I just read it. 4 rows of B. So it looks like the one that gets 2 rows is going to be the gold. That's going to essentially be the accent color. Hopefully I have enough of this sage. I think I do. I've got another skein I haven't even tapped into yet. I should have enough. All right. I definitely have enough of the rest. I've got 3 full skeins of that and 3 full skeins of the gold. And I'm going to leave a long tail because I'm going to want to drag this across most of the length of my strip here to weave it in. Oh, wait. I have to start my last stitch first. All right, bring this forward, bring this through, and complete my last double crochet. And so first things first, I'm going to weave in the sage. And then in row 2 or row 3, I'm going to weave in the copper. That way the colors don't bleed into each other. They match with where they live. There we go. And I'm just going to take that sage along with me all the way to the end before I cut. I'm going to take it almost to the end and then I'll cut. There we go. You see that should blend very well because this rust, it's more of a coppery color, but this rust is being worked over the green anyway. So it makes sense for there to be a teeny bit of green poking through. And if you tug it, there, cleans it up, looks good. Doesn't look like anything at all. Then I will come back this way, come up a row and take this with me and blend this across as well. That's my game plan. Okay, 4 rows of this rust color and then 2 rows of gold. So I'm going to do all of that off camera because there's no point in me jumping on for every color change. It looks like we're going to be doing some shaping at some point, some decreasing and some shaping. So there's going to be plenty here to show on camera. But this sort of like working the same stitch every row, it'll get a little tedious, a little monotonous. Okay, I'll be right back. And when I do come back, I'll show you the results of how weaving that in looks. See, it looks great, right? Okay, so I am going to jump on real quick to show you exactly how I do this. Whenever I have to work a project that requires so much color change, I do like to weave in long tails all the way to the end. So you can see I cut this. So what I'm going to do is give this tail here a little tug just to clean this row up. So we'll see how that looks. There we go. That just cleans it up. You want to hold it on this end so that you don't cause any, crinkling, and you just pull on it. And I have some excess there. And then I'm going to do what the material would do, like let's say this was a wearable, and as if I were wearing it. So relax a little bit, and that's what I have left. We'll just cut that. And for all I know, this thing gets a border around it. That'll be great. Now, as far as this end goes here, I need to do a color change. No. I need to weave in my color change. So here is my last stitch from the color change. And actually, let's go ahead and bring this up before I complete that stitch just so that it's worked in up this way and a little more undetectable. There we go. Turn this way. And I'll go ahead and incorporate this. It'll go almost to the end. So I'll come up under it, make my first stitch, give myself a little slack there. There we go. Bring this over and just start working it in so that it's a little more invisible instead of working them both in at the same time. That would have caused a lot of bulking here and a little stiffness to the material, and you would have been able to see that there were two different colors under these stitches. So I just feel like this way is more clean. You can't see it on the edge. It's quite undetectable. So this is the way I do. I weave in color when it has to be changed frequently to avoid having to do a lot of tails at the end of any project. There will always be some, but at least there won't be 37. You know what I mean? Then I'll just work this all as far as it'll go. And when I get to where it's the end, looks like it'll be a little more than halfway across, I'll give it a little tug like this, which will clean that up. Then I'll give it a tug this way just to kind of relax the strand and cut. Okay, guys, I'll be right back. Okay, all done. I reached my 30 rows and I reached my measurements. It said that it should be 15 inches wide and 8.5 inches from the beginning, from the first row. So I'm at 15 inches wide. So that confirms I'm using the right size hooks. And 8.5 inches, roughly 8.5 inches from the first row. So now let's see what we do next. So it says here, join A in third or fourth or fifth single crochet. So this kind of tells me this is definitely a wearable. I said kind of and definitely. This tells me that this is most likely a wearable. In third, fourth, or fifth, that's going to tell me that that is going to be a small, medium, or large. What do you guys think? Should I go with fourth, go for a medium? I know crochet wearables always wear a little bit bigger on me. I'm going to risk it and just stick with the small for now. If it doesn't fit, it doesn't fit. It's not the end of the world, whatever it is. Chain one and work to last two. Why black out some of this stuff? I'm so confused as to why black out some of this stuff. Because it seems like last two stitch is what it would have said, right? I mean, I kind of want to see this original pattern when we're all done. All right, then chain one, turn, work one row on the 41 something stitches, chain one, turn, and then we're going to start working decreases. Okay. I was supposed to, oops, oh, I really just did that. And in front of everyone, everyone's looking. And I made that kind of a mistake. So embarrassing. How do you like my influencer voice? Oh my God, you guys, literally so embarrassing. Don't unsubscribe. That was just a joke. Like it is the influencer voice, but I'm not going to talk like that. Okay. So we'll go with third. We'll just go with what the basics are here. All right. So color A is the sage. Now I'll weave in a long tail. Okay, so it wants us to work 41 single crochet across. Likely to the end. Oh, no. Because it says work to last two blank, chain one, turn. Blank. Why blank that? How can that possibly give away, it's like work to last two baby booties. Work to last two hat. That might have just been an error and I'm making fun of poor Justin. And you know what? He makes fun of me. No, this is deserved. You guys don't see. You're not here when the camera's off. This kid, he's quick-witted. He's not mean, but he is quick-witted. And if you make a silly little mistake, you know, he's the generation, Gen Z. He's the generation where kids grew up on the internet calling each other out for honest, you know, typing errors, little typos, right? And he's like that, you know, in real life. Ooh, he's quick for it. So you know what? I'm going to do it too. Why would you black that out, Justin? You're going to have to explain what 15, width is 15. You know, there might be a reason for it. I think I'm going to need him to dig this one back up for me at the end of this video so we can see what all was blacked out. And I'm probably going to have egg all over my face. And he's going to call me out on it. Okay. Okay, last two blank. Then we're going to turn and work one row and 41 stitches. So we eliminated 5 or 4. No, we eliminated 5. Hang on a minute. No, I eliminated 4. In the third stitch, that means 2 unworked and then 2 unworked blank on the end. So that is 4, my bad. So eliminated 4 stitches if working outside the parentheses. Okay, I'm gonna do this all the way to the end. I will be right back. Okay, now we're gonna start working decreases. Draw up a loop in each of 2 stitches, yarn over, and through 3 loops to decrease 1 single crochet. Work to last 2 stitches, decrease 1 single crochet. So work to last 2, and then what do we decrease the last 2 that we didn't work in? Probably. Decrease 1 single crochet. Then chain 1 turn, continue in stripes on the 39 rows. I don't know. Single crochet on the 39 blank single crochet to 7 straight above. Oh, this is confusing. Oh, that's confusing. Okay, continue to work in stripes, and I'm going to add a word here. End on the 39th row, single crochet to 7 blank straight above. 7 what? Oh, that doesn't make any sense. That makes no sense. Left front. I really think this is a wearable. Work same as for back 2 rows. Okay. Work 9 single crochet. What is this? Work 9 single crochet, chain 1 turn, and work 1 more row, fasten off, skip center 21 blank stitches for blank join. Oh my gosh, so much has been blacked out. And work on remaining 9 single crochet for 2 rows, fasten. Oh, I'm so confused. Continue in stripes on the 39th row, single crochet to 7 blank straight above. I don't know what that means. Okay, I'm gonna think about this. In the meantime, we've got at least one understandable, comprehensible row we can work, our first decrease row. So let's do that. Myself a little slack. 1 and 2. There's my first decrease, and I will work to the end. I'm wondering if I'm supposed to decrease every row until a total of 39 rows are done. And then single crochet like normal to the 7th stitch, straight above something. And then for something, work 9 single crochet. I don't know. I do not know. I'm afraid maybe in this instance too much vital information might have been blacked out. I mean, probably because it all would have given away what the item is. I don't know. I'm going to have to think about this one. All right, I'll decrease. If you hear a sound in the background, my husband put the dryer on. Okay, so decrease the first and last stitch and continue in your striping pattern until row 39, and on the 39th row, single crochet to 7 straight above something and work 9 single crochet. I don't see how I can work around this. Work 9, chain 1 turn, and work 1 more row fasten off. Skip center, 21 blank stitches. See, these words here might be giving away. For 2 rows, fasten off. Okay. Left front, right front. I don't. Okay, I'm going to do something I almost never do during these mystery challenges. I think I've done it maybe 2 more times in the nearly 3 years I've been making these kind of videos. I had Justin dig up the pattern for me. Now, whenever he did, he realized he actually left out a whole chunk of the pattern too. And I said, you know what? It's a mystery up to this point. Now we're just going to turn it into a tutorial. So give me the pattern. Let's go. So, and also here's what I'm going to do. Because these patterns are really cute. It's really just all on one sheet. So I'm going to make this whole pattern pamphlet available on my Etsy shop. You're going to get 5 patterns for the price of 1. I'm only going to charge what I normally charge for a single pattern. I'm going to throw this whole thing I'm about to show you on there, 5 for the price of 1. So this comes from 1971, and it is flip tops to crochet. And here are all of the patterns, and guess what? That's our mystery pattern right there. And I can see why he picked it. It's really, really cool. Not gonna lie, I like it without the sleeve as a vest style. So as I continue, I think I'm gonna omit the sleeves and just go with it vest style and wear a shirt under it. But here it is right here, wrap top, and this is the part of the pattern that we're missing. And you're probably dying to know what he blacked out. He blacked out sizes. There we go. He blacked out all the sizes so that it wouldn't give it away that it's a wearable. That's what he was blacking out. If you look. And of course the word armholes, but look. He was blacking out the sizes. The sizes. Okay, let's finish this top. But since it's no longer a mystery and I get to make it to taste, I'm going to make it sleeveless. Okay. So now I can continue on. But first, I am going to need a sticky tab so I can see right where I am. All right. So it says here, work to last 2, decrease, chain 1, turn. Continue in stripes on the 39th, 40th, or 41st single crochet to 7.5, 8 inches. See, that was vital to know. 8 inches above, straight above the underarm. That's what's blacked out. Okay, continue on the 39, 40, or 41 single crochet to 7 or 7.5 to 8 inches straight above the underarm. That's what's blacked out. Oh, I almost feel better knowing that. How about you guys? Like, I love a good mystery, but sometimes you just gotta know. Sometimes you just gotta know. All right, so I guess keep working until I have 39. Well, now I'm wondering if I'm making this too small, if I want to wear it. I'm going to keep going. Oh, no. I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep going. Okay. Ah, but if I want to wear it, I'm going to keep going. Okay, so do I need to keep decreasing? Because it says decrease row, not rows. Yeah, if this is underarms, then yes, we need to keep decreasing. If we're making underarms right now, then yes. My guess is keep decreasing on both ends. Well, now that I have a picture, what exactly am I making the back? I probably don't want to keep decreasing on both ends, right? If I'm doing, oh wait, look at the rows are going straight up. Yeah, this thing is going to be, oh, I see. If she were turned around and standing, here's her two shoulders, we're going like this. We're shaping up to the neck. We're shaping it like this up to the neck. So this was the 8.5 inches that we worked. Now we're going to work up to an additional 7.5, or 8 inches up this way. So we do need to keep decreasing on both sides to narrow that shoulder over the, what is those bones called? Over the top of the scapulas, the shoulder blades. That's what we're working right now. That makes sense. A picture really helps, you know? It really does. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, it's time to change color. So we'll start this again. And I am ready for the coppery color, because you got to stay in pattern. I think I'll just weave that one in manually. I probably could weave this one in. No, because then it will show too much. I'll weave these two in manually. I'll probably just weave them in manually going forward, since I'm having to decrease on every row. It could make it look messy. It'd be safer to just do it manually. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and continue to work in my stripe pattern until I have 7 inches, which I'm kind of worried isn't going to fit me, but, you know, I think it'll be okay. I'll be back. Okay, so I did my decrease rows, and then I just worked straight up. And let me get the measuring tape. I went, I think I'm right on the money. Instead of doing 4 rows, I think I did 3 here to keep it at the measurement it wanted. So starting right here, the first row of decreases, and let's see here, I think, oops. Okay, so I'm a little high. I'm about 7.5 inches. Yeah, I'm about 7.5 inches. That's okay. That's okay. This is likely going to have to be modeled on my mannequin anyways. I think it's going to be too small for me to wear for you all. But all right, let's move on now. Was I supposed to cut this? No. Okay, keeping this attached. Here we go. So it says here, working the shoulders and neck, work 9 single crochet, chain 1 turn, and work 1 more row, fasten off. Okay, so I'm going to work 9 single crochet across, chain 1 and turn. So that was 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Turn, and 1, 2, okay, stop that, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9, and then cut. Okay, there's that part there. Then it says here, skip center 21. Skip center 21. What? We're still on the shoulders and neck part. Oops. Okay, fasten off. Skip center 21 stitches for neck. Join, work on remaining 9 single crochet for 2 rows, fasten off. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. I don't know. Maybe starting from here? It makes no sense, but let's try. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, that's 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. And there's not 9 stitches. I don't know what that means. Work 9 single crochet, chain 1 turn, work 1 more row, fasten off. Skip center 21 stitches for neck. Skip center 20. I don't know what that means. I just don't know what that means. No matter which way I count it, there are not 9 remaining single crochet, which I can only conclude means, did I narrow this part too much? I did it like it said. That doesn't mean I did it right. Just because I did it like it said doesn't mean I did it right. I decreased. Here we go. 3 inches. I don't know. Okay, well, I have to move on. So I'm just going to go ahead and work 9 single crochet in from the out in and be done with it at that point. And that's just what I'm going to have to do. I'm pretty sure I messed up somewhere. Like, that's the whole point of a mystery, even though it's no longer a mystery. So it's just me screwing up. Okay, I'll be right back. I'm going to work these 9 stitches exactly how I worked them on this side. Okay, well, that's what I have. I'm not super confident about it, and especially knowing what it looks like. Is that going to mess up this part right here? I have concerns. I wish I can see what the back of this looks like. Oh, I have concerns. All right, I'm just going to have to move on, and hope I don't get it wrong. I probably did already. Work. Okay, so now we're going to do the left front, and it says to work same as back for 2 rows. So that was with the smaller 5.5 millimeter hook. So that was just 2 rows of single crochet, starting with this sage color. My confidence on this one has gone way down. Okay, so I'll be right back. I'm going to go ahead and start the left front panel exactly how I started this one. There's no stitch difference. Mark beginning row 2 first side edge, okay? Then change to the bigger hook, work colors on back, the same as the back on the front. Keeping side edge straight, decrease 1 single crochet at front edge on each of the next 2 rows, work 1 row even. So decrease 2 rows, 1 row even, decrease 2 rows, 1 row even. Repeat that to same length as back to armholes. Shape armhole on back, and at the same time continue to decrease. Make the right front the exact same way. I'm not going to worry about the sleeves because I'm not going to make sleeves. And then we move on to edgings and ties. I'll be right back. I'm going to go ahead and at least start this. I have no confidence in what I'm doing now. Oh no. Can I be perfectly candid with you? I feel like I'm losing interest in finishing this only because I know I messed up already and I've already put time into this. And I feel like it's not going to turn out right. And do I really want to continue to waste my time making something? Merlin. My son came out and it got Merlin riled up. But I'm not even done with row 2 and I don't want to do it anymore. Do you guys ever do that? Do you ever have that moment where you're like, I'm done. I'm not even excited. And then I ruined it by showing what it is. So now I know what it is. So now my enthusiasm to finish it just so I can see what it is really, look, I'm human. And so I'm just sharing with you that I don't want to work on it anymore. Can I be that honest with you? Or do I need to fake it and continue to make it? And I really don't want to. Do you guys ever get that where you just lose your steam for something whenever you know you've gotten so far on something and you messed up like way back here somewhere and you're like, oh, I weaved in all my ends. I don't want to do it. I'm not even that interested because I made it too small. I can't even wear it. You know, I feel like I want to put my time at this point. At this point in the video, I feel like I want to dedicate my time to something more interesting. Because I've lost interest in this. Am I allowed to be that completely vulnerable and honest and open? I think I am. Because I've never shrieked from being just who I am on here, mistakes and all. Well, I definitely messed this one up at some point because the stitch counts are off. And I at this point, I've just lost my interest. So I'm so sorry. So I think what I'll do, since I've got 2 appointments today, I've got one at 8:45 in the morning and then one, a dreaded one, with my tax guy at 3 p.m. because it's that time of year. So now it's time for me to find out what the damages are. And I think I'm just going to take the rest of today off. And then tomorrow, I think we'll go ahead and pick another pattern and just make whatever comes out of this. Oh, what do we got here? What are we doing here? Number 1. Let's see what number 1 would be. Let's just see. Well, number 1 was right on top. And it is one of those 1991 patterns. Surprise, surprise. There's so many of them in here. I suppose I do need to work them down to deplete the pile. But you know what? I think maybe tomorrow night I'll go ahead and do this. We picked our pattern. It's going to be an interesting video for those who have never been on the channel. I'm going to include this footage in the next video. This is the pattern we're going to work because I have lost my steam for this one. So there it is. Like I said, I'll make this entire pattern book available. You'll get 5 patterns, basically 5 for 1. Pretty good. And this is going to be our next pattern. Now, what we know about these is that they're all a thing, it's the same thing. They just look like different versions of that thing. And what we have yet to figure out is, are they doing holidays? Are they doing seasonal? So far, The two we've done have been plants. So maybe it is like an Arbor Day celebration one. I know that Arbor Day was invented, what, in the late 60s, early 70s, or so, like in the 80s. So maybe this was close enough to Arbor Day that someone decided to make a book, you know, of crochet, those things. I don't know, I'm just brainstorming. And if that isn't a thing, it should be. So I think this is tomorrow's pattern. But at this point, I know I'm being repeaty, so I'm not going to say it again. Okay, guys, that's today's, I guess, disappointing video, but it's only disappointing if maybe you have expectations of me to not be like everybody else whenever they lose their steam for something. Because I am just like everybody else. I lost my steam. I lost my Crojo with it. You know what I mean? I want to move on to something else now. I'm ready. I'm done. Okay, I love you guys lots. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.